Hello, hello. Quick, little bit shorter, I hope. Thing. Let's actually first check what I did last time. Okay, so we had this thing, and oh yeah, I moved that thing over there, and also some other small things have been changed, but it should be pretty much the same thing as it was before. With one big exception, the collision detection, as you noticed, has improved somewhat. It does some prediction thing, of course. As you can see, it's still not perfect. It's still colliding, but a lot less, I think. So this thing happens at this moment, and then we had the convolution and all that. But let's not do that, and let's check out some of the new stuff. Let's first actually where to start. Well, let's try this. So as I was talking about before, that there's like a problem with the distribution of the points, these baits, and I made a new system, which this is not Poisson disk sampling. Also, this is not perfect, as you can see, but this is basically it just takes the amount of points I give to it and distributes them in a grid, and then shifts each of the points to some positive direction by less than the division of one cell of the grid. So they should stay pretty far away from each other, but I'm still not sure why this happens, but it's much better now. And the result also is, I think, much nicer. There won't be these huge clusters no more, where there could be 5 or more points within one very tight spot. And it allows this thing to grow a little bit better, I think. Actually, this particular generation seems to be kind of nice. It fanned out quite evenly, so I think it might look nice. But actually that brings me to another thing. I finally upgraded the convolution thing, and it's now faster. It just loops it many more times per key press, so I can get it to work a little bit faster. So actually, I'm curious to see how this map turned out. So let's export it and reload. It's a bit chaotic, but I think overall it's quite nice still. Yeah. But the biggest, well, not the biggest, but one of the interesting ideas came to me about was that I decided to try something kind of wacky, and I gave some alcohol to the seekers and made them drunk, so they can't really keep straight line. They are constantly trying to turn away, but with very little efficiency. And that added some, I think, some more organic feel to the. As you can see, these are like a little bit wandering. They really can't go as they want, and that I think added a lot to the generation. For some reason, though, it seems to want now to do these like twin river things. I'm not sure why. They weren't this common before. So this particular generation seems to be kind of becoming quite, or let's say, very weird, because this thing is very high and this is pretty low. So also there was something very odd going on there. Probably something to do with the first room. Okay, and there we have that. So let's check out. This probably is kind of crazy. Yeah, that doesn't look too nice. Let's erode it a little bit and export to see what do we have. Whoa, that's a huge huge LED. Quite interesting, but yeah, this is definitely something I have to try to eliminate. I have few ideas actually already for that, but yeah, this is not good. Don't know how to exactly fix it, but yeah. So let's try actually. Was there something else? I think I had something else also. Oh yeah, I found a bug in the frustrum thing, but then again it's still not right. But turns out that I was checking it in the wrong place. So it could, let's say the case was that it could see, say, it kind of, well, that's kind of hard to describe. It was sort of looking backwards, but like, well, anyway, it's much better. No, wait, it's like it if it was checking for the first room after it had already decided to die, basically, and so that basically meant that it did not actually work. In most of cases, it's complicated thing, but it let's say it worked half of the time, but for most of the time it just didn't work really. But now it's much better, and it actually, I think it works now the way it's supposed to be. That's something very odd going there. Yeah. Yeah, that's that hard to say. I at one moment I generated a pretty nice one, but now it's not giving me much. Yeah, maybe I was just lucky. What? Okay, that was weird. Just actually, why not just? Oh. Okay, that's dumb. If I hide, hey, oh. Okay. Well, never mind. Yeah, that's dumb. But yeah, I think this is again getting a little bit closer. It's now more organic. Oh yeah, one thing I did try was that I put second seeker from the opposite end again. Of course, as you can see, I have had them before, but the collisions were absolutely horrible back then. But now it's much more. That's something new. It keeps happening quite often now. I don't know why. I have to look into that. So this is one way to like ease in the problem with those huge ridges, because now it's a little bit more evenly distributed. However, it kind of makes messy things now. Also, I'm not sure why this is so well. Let's check it out anyway, because these maps are kind of hard to read. I mean, if you look at this, it's a little bit chaotic. It's hard to say what is going where. I guess that's sort of nice, but I'm not sure. For example, look this thing seems to going to there, and the another side goes down here. So yeah, it creates much more complex ground, but I'm not sure if that's like aesthetically what I want. Actually, let's try this. Let's make 2 of those. Let's just add another one to the another edge and reverse it. It should now come at the opposite corner, I think. Where is that one going? Okay. I think it might be killing itself. No? That's gonna be a problem. There's like the most lowest part and very high edge there. Oh yeah, one also addition I did was when Secret chooses its target, it even then checks if there's like a clear line of sight to it. If it detects anything between it and the target, it ignores it. So that was, I think, helped a lot with the collisions. So it won't even try to get to something it's not gonna get. Okay, that doesn't look too promising. Just like this huge ravine. Well, I think that actually could work, but well, let's see. What does it look? That's actually not too bad. Yeah, this looks pretty nice, except for this huge cliff here. But it sort of makes sense because it's like here is also similar kind of cliff, so one could imagine some sort of like a larger river valley here, or uplift of the bedrock, I mean, or some other tectonic thing going there. But this looks okay. I'm tempted to make the things even more drunk, but because that seemed to add a lot of like nice feel to the thing. But there's the problem that the more I make them drunk, the obviously less likely they are going to find their targets, because they are having a hard time getting there. But let's try this. This is even more drunken. Yeah, that veered off to the wall. Drunken driving, and these are getting by. Yes, and that's not too bad. Okay, they are still getting nicely, actually. Maybe I just had bad luck before. Okay, there's something weird. That's something I'm not sure why this happens. It might be just the drunkenness, so it makes many like right turns or left turns in sequence and manages to make it like almost 180-degree spin. Okay. Oops, now that was a wrong key, but interesting effect. Now this will be very odd. Yeah, that's funny. I just have to see this in Blender. This probably is amazing and very, very, very strange. Yeah, so that would be a Badlands. Actually, that's yeah, weird. Yeah, I pressed the wrong button and it ran the thermal erosion in wrong sequence. So let's try again. Perhaps we can get another nice structure. Oh, so close. Come on, turn. Good. Okay, so far so good. Oh, almost died. Oh man, if I only could get those collisions out of the picture. Okay. Let's erode a little bit. This erosion thing, I actually was thinking about it. That function must go, or at least become, only subtracting, because I cannot be sure that if I add something that I might block actual pathway for the fluid thing later on, so I can't use that, but for now it has to suffice. Yeah, I think this also looks pretty okay, especially this thing. This looks something exactly what I'm looking for. That's a little bit odd, but yeah. Yeah, there's like a, I don't know what you call it in English, but well, I suppose it's just divide. Place a region in place where water is divided between two larger systems. But yeah, I think that actually is not too bad. So it's getting there, but there's so many things that it's still lacking. And also, yeah, well, we'll see what happens next time if I get some new ideas. See you.